good to be here. You know, it's nice to see so many faces. It's good that COVID's finally over. You know, I feel like people aren't even afraid of COVID anymore, which is great. You know, in fact, some men I know have been trying to get this new variant their entire lifetime. Have you heard about this new variant? The CDC has named it BJ1. I was actually going to go up to CVS and get the booster. My wife said, go up to CVS and get the booster. And I thought, I don't need the booster. I have lifetime immunity. Yeah. My wife was actually pretty nervous with me tonight. I said, you know, I'm going to have to perform for at least 5 minutes. She said, you know, there's a pill for that. My wife is, she's a bit of a character. You know, she's got some interesting ideas. She would actually like to be buried in my casket with me. Exactly, you know, a lifetime with me and into eternity she'd like to suffocate me. I just imagine that I go first, of course. Then she comes and she says, you've been here for years. You haven't even picked up after yourself. You haven't cleaned up at all. But look at you. You finally hit your goal weight. Yeah. 27 years of marriage. The worst fight that we ever had was about Fungo Bungstein. That's right, Fungo Bungstein. What is it? It's an IKEA bed with shelving built into it. That's right. In Swedish, Fungo Bungstein translates to death by 1,000 Allen wrenches. It's not even just the furniture with IKEA, it's the directions as well. It's all just pictures. The only words on the page are advertising for divorce lawyers. Crazy. Yeah, so my son, he's away at college and he has relationship problems. He called me the other day and he said, Dad, I want to tell you, I was taking a shower and I came out and I found my girlfriend snooping through my phone. I said, who cares? What's the big deal? What is there to find? And he said, yeah, but it hurt. She ruined my phone. I said, well, what happened? She broke my Wordle streak. I said, you'll get over it. Yeah, so he's been struggling with his girlfriend. He actually has been thinking about breaking up with her. He was going to break up with her, but he had tickets to a concert. He said, I'm going to do it after that. I said, okay. After the concert, I said, how did it go? He said, I realized that we actually had tickets. We had booked a trip to Mexico. I said, oh, geez. I said, so what's going to happen? He goes, well, after the trip, I'm going to break up with her. I said, okay. He comes back from the trip. I said, how did it go? He said, not so good. He said, we got engaged. He said, I said, okay. He said, Dad, you're not even upset? I said, upset? I said, engagements can be broken. I thought you bought a timeshare. Yeah. My son is actually doing great at school. He's actually studying to be a doctor. He's actually working in research right now. He works in a diagnostic lab, and he's designing and building diagnostic tests. Calls me up a couple weeks ago, says, Dad, I had a huge breakthrough. I said, that's terrific. He says, yeah. He goes, I designed my first test. I said, wow, that's great. He explains it to me.
Oh, yeah?
The beauty of it is it's completely non-invasive. Very simple. Here's the test. If he wants to date you, you have bipolar disorder. Yeah, so I've got a lot of friends from work here. Thank you for coming one of my colleagues from work is fantastic. His name is Kenny. He is a former male model. And let me tell you something. Every opportunity to tell you about that, he will. When you meet Kenny and you shake his hand, he takes your hand and he puts it on his abs. And he says, Calvin Klein, 2012. First time I met him, I didn't want to be outdone. I took his hand, I put it on my belly. I said, Twinkies, lifetime agreement. As we get closer to the end of the year, I start to think about New Year's resolutions. I've got a friend he's really into New Year's resolutions. He likes to actually put them up on social media. He feels as though if he puts them up on Facebook, he's accountable for them. And he's really serious about it. This past year, his list was totally unique. I looked at it. Number 1 was he wanted to learn how to cook. Number 2 was he wanted to lose 30 pounds. And number 3 was he wanted to get custody of his kids again. I said, to be honest, the only way you're going to lose 30 pounds is if you get custody of your kids and then you lose one of them. Not very good. Has anybody been to a gender reveal party? Crazy. Yeah, me and my wife just recently went to one of those, and they had set a piñata up in the backyard. And the husband was going to hit it, and if it's a boy, blue smoke would come out. And if it was a girl, pink smoke would come out. So they tee this thing up, and the husband hits it, and white smoke comes pouring out. My wife says, "What the hell does that mean?" I said, "I think they're having a pope." Is anybody else getting frustrated with Netflix? I mean, I don't know if you guys heard, but starting in November, Netflix is going to start including advertising. Yes, they are. It's all part of their new marketing strategy. They're calling it the Benjamin Button plan. So first comes the ads, then they're going to send you DVDs in the mail, then they're going to open up brick and mortar shops and you're going to be able to rent a VHS. At the end of the day, what they're trying to do is, by the end of 2024, they want to send everybody a Viewmaster. That's right. Yeah, despite my disagreements about advertising with Netflix, I'm still a huge, huge fan. I love Netflix. But what bothers me is the algorithm, I watch one show about food, all my recommendations. Top Chef, Iron Chef, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Crazy. Yeah, it's been a couple of really tough years with COVID, and my dad passed right before COVID. Thank you. And I delivered his eulogy. And at the end of the eulogy, my wife said to me, "That was really beautiful. You said so many nice things about your dad. Have you given any thought to what you would want us to say about you when he passed?" I said, "I guess I would want to say, he looks pretty snug in there. I don't think she's going to fit." Thanks